Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of creatnprocess. Today we'll be working on some amazing designs. We're going to create some amazing 3D abstract design using 3D extrusion option in Photoshop. If you're new to 3D extrusions and the 3D abstract design, I have created two more tutorials before this where I have covered the basic, where I have talked about 3D depth map, and then we have covered some 3D extrusion designs where we have created covers and showed you some example how you can use the 3D extrusion material, 3D extrusion option. In this tutorial we're going to talk about how you can use the materials, how you can apply material like aluminium, metal, anything, any material, any texture you want to and apply to your 3D object in this option. So we're going to look at how you can create twig like refraction, where how you can set up a light and everything. So using that we're going to create two cover design. The first design we're going to create is this one. So this is the first design where I have tried to create this material. I try to create some multiple number of circles and then extruded, and in the corners you will see I have given some bump like that. So we want to understand how you can create that, and then for this design I have used the tapper option to twist the design, and we have worked on materials. We have tried to create a aluminium material, and as you can see it's looking just like that, where you can see there is a glossiness, there is a little bit of reflection. We have changed the light angle and surrounding light as well. We have applied some HDRI, or maybe say you can change the surrounding reflection images also in this. So we're going to look at that, and in the same way I have created this design where you can see there is some difference in a design because I have used a custom shaped object. This one is created using the pen tool. I created out and then I have applied it the extrusion, and after that we have used the same techniques. I've tried to create a material, applied some reflection. After that here you can see I have created some spheres. So I try to look at how we can create sphere, and it's very simple, very easy. So I'm going to talk about how you can create some sphere, and in the coming tutorials we'll talk about how you can use this option, this sphere, and we'll try to create some amazing designs, for example a globe or maybe earth or planet. So there are multiple number of ideas I'm thinking about, so we can work on that in the coming tutorials. Right now for this one I have used simple materials. So in this I have applied it a simple plastic material. I edited some features in it and then added this glossy light effect and then added a drop shadow. We have used the same concept and created these two amazing designs. So let's look at how you can create this design. So in here if you see, this is our main file where I have created this design. This is two of the render image. So in Photoshop you can render image as well. So right now this is our original 3D extruded object, and if I click on it here you can see this is 3D, but the other two are just images. So this are rendered images. First one is a little darker. I try to create some darker, and then I created some brighter one as well. The second one here, this one is a little brighter, and what I did over here is I selected this design and then I created this cover. So it's very simple, very easy. The second design I created was this. So as you can see this is in 3D. If I select the selection marker tool, you can see this is our design. So I use the selection tool and we are in 3D view. So as you can see this is a little bit of spiral. I use the tapper option, right, and then I created this sphere. So these are multiple number of layers. So let's try to recreate this design. So let's begin with the designing process. So I'm going to open up a new Photoshop document. So go to File, New, and let's select the dimension, so 600, 472, and create. So this is the work area we're going to use. So the first design, you can see our base is circles. So I have duplicated a circle for 7 times, and then I have created that and duplicated for multiple number of times, 7 times, and we got a nice square circular shape. So let's create that. So using the ellipse tool, so go here, select the ellipse tool and draw a circle. So with the shift press, click and drag and create a symmetric circle like this. And let's fill this up with simple color. So I choose red, okay, and remove the stroke color. So click there and remove the strokes. Now let's create multiple number of duplicates. So I'm going to create 7 duplicates. So with the Alt press, click and drag, create duplicate, click drag, create duplicate, click drag. So this is 6. I need one more. With the Alt press, click and drag, and here we go. There is the 7 circles. Now in the layer panel, you can see we got all those. So in the same way, I'm going to create 7 rows. So we got 7 rows and 7 columns, just like that. So before we go further anywhere, let's apply the 3D extrusion to it. And to apply it, as you can see, these all are in multiple number of layers. So we need a single layer for this. So what we need to do is select everything with the shift pressed on the top layer and click on the bottom one and right click and merge shapes. And this will merge the shape in single layer. So we are left out with one layer. What we can do is select these two again and then right click and merge shapes. So go there and click on merge shapes, and here we go, we got a single shape layer. Now let's apply 3D extrusion. So just selecting that, go over here, 3D extrusion panel. You can find it under Windows and 3D extrusion, 3D here. So under 3D panel, select 3D extrusion. You can use 3D postcard. So right now we are deeply into 3D extrusion, so let's explore all the amazing features you get inside this. So 3D extrusion and then create, and if I click outside and just rotate it, you can see you got a nice like extruded shape of these circular. Now let's try to recreate this design, this one. We're gonna taper it, so let's select that, right? Let's zoom it out a little bit. Okay, so zoom it out. Yes, and just place it somewhere around here, and let's taper it. So selecting this object here, you see this ellipse one copy, and as you can see, this is the main layer. So we select that, and you got 4 options here. The first one is mesh, and the second is deform, and all the rest are this cap and the add coordinates. So we're gonna select deform, and you got these attributes, and if you checked out our previous tutorial, you already know this, or what all these attributes mean. So I'm going to use this, so I'm going to extrude it a little bit like this. Okay, around, let's say 1500. Okay, now click outside and just go to the perspective view like this, and now let's apply taper. So selecting this, selecting the deform option, and here just click on this, click and drag, and you can twist it. So we'll twist it in a way, and then we'll also give some curve effect. So like this, you can give some curve look like that. So you want this or this, that's your wish. So if you check out our design, this is facing to our side and this is on the other side. So let's try to go there and see the same view. So I'm going to rotate this perspective view like this, and this should be facing toward us, something like this. Okay, so let's try to position that way. So selecting that, I'm going to position it somewhere around here. Okay, then I'm going to use this rotate and click outside and just give some rotation to the scene, and I'm gonna place it somewhere around here. Okay, lower it down, and now let's go there, deform option. So now we'll try to twist it. So I'm gonna go here and try to twist it in the other direction, something like this. Okay, and now using this curve option, where you can see this is the bend, horizontal and vertical attributes over here. So we are controlling that using this. So if you see over there, the values changes as we do the changes over here. See here. So you can do the changes using this attribute, or you can using this. So if you want some values, you have some values and you already know what position you want to set, you can just go in there and set your values over here. So I'll just try to recreate that position which I want for my design. So, and I'll just move this a little bit down. Okay, and I'll just move this on the other side as well, and let's try to get that look. So like that. Okay, up and down, left and right. So you can just go left and right. Yep. So I think I have overall achieved the similarity in the view. So if you see over here and this one, it's almost similar. So you can just go in there and give your more times, and you can exactly get the same view as it is there in a previous design. Right now I'll just try to do it a little bit more tweaking. Okay, so now once your position is set, like this, the next thing we're gonna do is to do some adjustments here. So as you can see, I have given some little bit of character to our shape. So let's try to give that character. So I go here, selecting this, right? I will give some like a little bit of bump. So I'll go over here. This one is cap. So this is the option where we're going to work on. And here you can give some strength. So using the strength option, you're making it like a bumpy, smooth shape over here. This is the round bump outside. So what we need over here is we need some like a little bit of sharp curve shape. So let's create that. Go here, there, and I'll just try to reduce the height. Okay, like that. So as you can see, this is now flat and there is some extrusion. So I'm going to extrude a little bit more like this. Okay. So zoom it out and you can see there is extrusion, and we can control it over here, width. So we can reduce the width and height over here. So as you can see here, our circular width for this top one is little smaller, so we can set it to smaller. So just go there, and as you can see, this is quite small. I think this is good, and it's a little bit of long, so I'm going to reduce the height. So let's go there and we'll go to contour here, and under contour you got some amazing effects, and if you want to check it out you can just click. So I'm going to show you how it's there. This is plane, right? This is a little bit of curve. See, there's a hollow, little bit of hollow there. So this effect, and we can explore a few more. It's like this one. So each curves means something different shape. So you can give this to any of your design where you want to give some interesting look at the ends. So I'll try it out this one. As you can see, each of this is giving different looks. So right now what we need is totally different from what it's already there. So we're gonna choose the simple one, right? And here it is, and we're gonna tweak it. So width, I'm gonna reduce the width. So I'm gonna go there, and if I just click and drag this point down a little bit and click OK, it reduces the height over there. If you need a little bit of bumpiness, you can do that. Let's say you wanted a little bit more bump, so I'll go there again and I'll go to contour and extend it a little bit up in the middle, and this will increase the height there. So I think overall here I'm finished with this. So now let's apply the materials. Once you have designed your 3D object using all these features under 3D extrusion, the next step is to apply material. So before that, let me set the view and just a little bit of there. Let's select this and I'll just push it up a little bit. So as you can see, there's a shadow. I want to remove that shadow, so I'll just push it up, and with this I want to place it in the center again. Using this option you can move the objects. So very simple. And now let's apply some materials. So selecting this, under ellipse one, select the first one, and with the shift press select the last one. So these are all the surfaces which we have, and we're going to apply a simple material first. So I'm going to apply some plastic material. So under here you have a list of materials which you can choose from. So what we need is some simple plastic material. So we got a blue shape here. Now let's change the color. So you can change it under diffuse. So we'll go to diffuse and let's choose little darker color, and we should choose some little something mix of red and magenta and click OK. So here's a simple basic color, and if you want to give something different you can definitely go to new texture or maybe replace texture, and you can choose any texture you like if you have it. Right now we don't need any texture, so I'm going to keep it a simple plain color. Now under specular, what we can do is we can increase the like a specular effect, something glossy. So if you want like a matte finish, you can give it to black, and if you want it a glossy object you can give it very white. So right now we want is glossy, so I'm gonna give it 100% white and click OK. Okay, and as you can see I have selected all these material layers because I want to apply all these surfaces the same material. So it's going to apply to every material. Like if you say it's extruded material, bevel material, everything, it's going to be single material. So after specular, we're gonna go directly to shines, and here you can set the tone. So if you want a very sharp crystal clear shine, you can set it to 100%. But for a metal material, as you can see, this is kind of faded. So what you mean is we'll set it around, let's say 29, maybe 30 or 29. So I'll set it around 29, and as you can see, it's giving a little bit of a faded, a glossy effect. And after that, we'll add a little bit of reflection. As you can see, metals do reflect, and here is some reflection. So let's add some reflection. We'll set it around, let's say 30 also for this reflection. Okay, and we'll go down, and under bump I'll keep it 10, opacity 100%. So on the reflection, I'll set it something smaller value, 1.1, like that. And here we go, we have created the material. This is aluminum material, and if you want to check it out, we'll do some little bit of adjustments and then we'll render it. So here's the option to render. We can render and check it out, but before that, let's add some environment. So before environment, I'll set the light setup first. So I'll click here and do some lighting over here. So I'm going to change the lighting to something like this. I want to give some glow over here, something shiny over there, just to get that reflection. Okay, a little bit, something like that. And now what I'll do is I'll go to environment, and under environment, you can just click and rotate it. So here you can see, you can rotate the lighting setup there. So this is the environment light, and it's default, but you can change it to your preferred images. And for that, I have brought out some images over here. So I'll go to this background. I got some images. This is sky blue forest. There's a city light, a little bit of funky, and then normal. So for this design, I'm going to choose something, this one. So this is the image I'm going to use as an environment. So let's select this, okay, and I'll go to environment there. Over here we can replace texture as well. So if you go here, you can just select the texture. So here's our background images. I want to select this and open. So this is the environment now. Now if I rotate it, you can see it's directly impacting to our surface. So as there's a reflection of 30%, you can see the reflection on the object as well. So let me choose a simple nice color tone I want for this design, and now I think this is looking great. There is reflection, there is glossiness, and everything is there. And if you click on the object again, you will see only this object. Now I have applied the material. So as you can see, if you adjust the material here, I'll go select everything, and if I reduce the reflection to 0, everything you can see over here will be 0. So we are giving something 30% of reflection, okay, and shine around 30, reflection around 30. So that's I'm giving. If you can set it to specular according to your material. So this is aluminum, it doesn't do lots of reflection, so set it to 30. And now last thing we're going to do is to render it. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but rendering process. So before that, I'm going to take out a little bit of sample render just to see what we have done is correct or not. So just render it like this. Here you can see render progress can be found below. Click the escape to cancel. So here a rendering process has begun, and here is the rendering image. And as you can see the render, it's very bright. Let's escape this. And if you check out our original design, it's a little bit of darker. It's not something like that. If you compare it, it's very bright. And let me see what's happening over there. So if you go to our original like design attributes there, and if I select this, and if I go there and check out the materials, it's like that it's totally 100%, it's correct. Then under it's shiny, it's 29, 32, it's same around there. And color is here and something like that, so it's similar. Let's see what else is there, and everything is same. So I think the material is absolutely fine. The problem here is the environment. So if I go here, the intensity is around 14%, so it's very low. So let's reduce the intensity. Let's go there, selecting the environment, intensity around 14%. And it will be a little darker now. And let's set the color reflection side. So I'm going to give a little bit of darker one. Okay, so I think around this much, I think that this is looking great. Let's go to the material again and let's try to render a piece of it. So I'm going to select this area and again render it. So overall, it's looking exactly the same. There's a little bit of darkness to it. We can increase it by increasing the intensity a little bit, and I think everything is fine. Before we do the final render, let's set the intensity first. To Command Control D, I'll go to environment and set the intensity, increase it to around 150, render. So once your render is done, make the selection tool, the selection rectangular marker tool, make a selection of the region and press Command or Control J. So Command J will create a duplicate of the rendered image. So if I select this and move it, you can see we got a rendered image copy, and here we can save it. And if you feel like the first render is not so good enough, you can like render multiple number of this and choose the best design you want. And sometimes you find this kind of small cube, but it's fine for this kind of render because it gives you a cool effect to it. So I'm fine with this. We can remove these extra, but inside one it gives you a look of pixels. So if I check out over here, you'll see that you'll find that here as well. So it's fine as per your requirement. So right now I'm fine with this. While doing this, I did some changes in the environment. I did some rotation and we'll set the intensity 20%, right? And on the infinity light, reduce the intensity to around 130% because 150 was too high, so I set to 130, and this is the rendered image we get. And now after this, what we need to do is we need to create the cover design, and that's very simple. So let's create that. So I'll just open the file which I have created earlier just to copy the text. And this is the cover design I have designed. So for this design as well, let's create a new document. So for this, we'll set the width and height to 400 by 600 and resolution to 32, and that's great. Let's reduce the height a little bit and enter. Now I'll just drag that image. So selecting the copied layer, this one, drag and drop it to our main layer here and convert this into smart object. And let's scale this up a little bit. Command Control T and scale it up, and we'll set a little bit of angle to give a little dynamic look to it and enter. So let's select that, apply mask, brush, smaller brush size, and just paint it there. 100% opacity. Okay, here as well, this one as well. So, and after that, let's add the text. So here we got all the text here. I'll just select all these text and just drag and drop it there. So we'll change the background color to something blue. So color overlay, normal, and choose blue color. Okay, so I'll choose something like this and click OK. So we got a blue color and we got all the text here. So Command Control T and set the position around here. We can reduce the crop region a little bit of smaller, enter, reduce the size of the design as well a little bit. So overall, this is the design, and you can do a little bit of tweaking. And if you check it over here, we did some little bit of curve adjustments just to add some darkness. So here, if you feel like you want to add some darkness, you can choose curve adjustment layer, just clip it to this layer and do some adjustments with this. So using the curve adjustment layer, you can brighten up. So using these adjustment layer, you can do the adjustments. And for this design, I think our color is exactly fine. So this is how you can create some amazing cover design. And for this one, we have used the material Aluminium. We have added some soft glossy effect and some reflection on the metal, something like that. And as you can see, it's rendered out amazingly. So it took me around 10 minutes to render this image, but if you try to get it out in higher resolution, it may take longer, and if you try to get it out in lower resolution, it will give you in around 5 minutes duration. So it depends on you. So this is how you render 3D object in Photoshop, and you can use it to create a nice cover design, something like this, like adding a little bit of text, adding a nice black background, and then your final cover is ready. Now the next thing we're gonna look at is how you can create this second design.